So here are 3 steps for dealing with anxiety. Number 1, learn from yesterday. So when we're thinking about what happened yesterday, rather than dwell on what mistakes we made and feel bad about how yesterday might not have gone the way we wanted to, what we want to do is engage our intellect and think about what can we learn from yesterday? What can I do better today in comparison to what I did yesterday? So use yesterday as a learning experience. We don't want to just dismiss what happened yesterday. We don't want to dismiss what maybe we weren't happy about in our lives yesterday, but we should be able to always draw out a learning experience. And we can ask questions like, what did I do wrong? What could I do better? How could I have handled that situation better? How could I have dealt with that person better? But don't spend too long on that. We need to leave yesterday behind and keep moving forward. We all make mistakes. We all have to correct things. We all have to admit when we were wrong. We all have to deal with difficult situations and difficult people. But what we can't allow ourselves to do is emotionally live in the past, emotionally live yesterday. Because when our emotions are left in charge, that's what they want to do. They want to focus on what went wrong yesterday. So we just engage our intellect and we say, okay, what can we learn? How can I be better today than I was yesterday? And this is one of the key techniques we can use to deal with anxiety, but it's also a great way for us to improve ourselves, to progress as a person. If we can just strive to be a little bit better in a tiny area every day, and we can use that in all spheres of our life, and then yesterday can be a school we can learn from and we can move forward from. So figure out your lessons and move on. And then we move to the second step of dealing with anxiety. And that means focusing on today, not worrying about the past and not worrying about the future. If we put our energy into today, our focus into today, we will find our intellect starts to get engaged in what we're doing today. And we shouldn't waste mental and emotional energy that we need for today on yesterday or tomorrow. Focus on today. And we talk about in another video how to prioritize one task every day. There are enough problems today to deal with. We don't need to borrow from yesterday, and we don't need to borrow from the future. We don't need to drag yesterday up, and we don't need to bring tomorrow into today. If we just focus on today, if we keep our intellect engaged in what needs to be engaged in today, we're going to find that our anxiety levels will drop and we'll start to feel a lot more positive because our intellect is taking charge of our day. Please remember to drop a like on this video if you're finding it useful, and if you've got any questions, ask them below. And if there's enough interest in those questions, what I can do is I can create a video, maybe a short, to answer some of those questions. And the third step is how to deal with tomorrow. We need to learn to plan for a better tomorrow. So rather than thinking about all the things that might go wrong tomorrow or in our future, and we broaden that out from tomorrow into our future, we want to create a positive picture of our future. We want to have positive goals, positive plans. We want to have our dreams for tomorrow. So when we think about tomorrow, rather than focusing on what could go wrong, what we want to start doing is thinking about how tomorrow is going to be better, how we are going to incrementally improve ourselves to get to the end destination of our goal, our dream life, whatever it is that motivates us forward. So when we think about tomorrow, if we catch ourselves worrying and having an emotional response to dealing with tomorrow, what we need to do is bring it back under the control of the intellect and only allow ourselves to think about positive things in our future and create positive plans, dreams, and goals in our future. And that way, when we're thinking about the future, rather than it being something we dread, it starts to be something we look forward to. It starts to be something that we're going to enjoy and we can get excited about. Now, it may well be we don't have good plans for our life, and therefore tomorrow is very difficult to view that way. So that's why you need to have a good plan. You need to have a dream. You need to set a financial goal for that dream. You need to have a plan to reach that goal. And that's usually around the business you're going to have for yourself. And each of us has our own business, we just don't quite realize it. So it might be a business where we rent our services to someone else, but it's our own business. We all develop our own businesses in life, ways we make money, ways we manage to feed ourselves. That's a business. Everyone has a business. So if we start to actually engage our intellect and go through that process of dream, goal, plan, and then we can go into structure and schedule, which is another topic really. But if we can do that, if we can start picturing a positive future, then when we think about tomorrow, we're going to have a positive response. Imagine you're walking down a road and all along the side of the road are rose bushes, and you can see rose bushes going forward. Now what some people will do, they'll look at all the thorns on the rose bushes as they travel down the road and go, look at all those thorns. And other people go, oh, look at all those roses, look at those pretty flowers as we go down the road. And that's what we need to do. We need to stop focusing on the thorns and we need to focus on the flowers. And that's how we think forward in a positive and constructive way. So let's just review those steps. Number 1, learn from yesterday. Number 2, focus on today. And number 3, plan for a better tomorrow. And if you engage your intellect in those 3 different modes of thinking about your past, your present, and your future, you're going to find yourself feeling a lot more positive, and you're going to find anxieties and depression start to fade from your life, because it's the intellect, when it's engaged over negative, damaging emotions, that lifts us out of anxiety and depression. We have lots more free YouTube content coming your way, so if you've liked this video, please give us a like and subscribe. We also have a free online marketing training course, which is going to teach you the fundamentals of social media marketing, which I've learned over the last 20 years, and that's going to help you get going in your business. We also have the premium training, which is the Business Buddies community, and that has over 58 hours of advanced premium training on all things to do with entrepreneurship and some related subjects, and that comes with a small fee to ensure I'm only working with committed, dedicated entrepreneurs. So I'll put a link to the free training and the premium training in the description below.